This lesson will show you how to create a parent category within the key attribute feature of Sage CRM, and it's part of several lessons that make up a whole grouping of lessons around this topic. And you'll see that I've logged on as the system administrator. I'm just going to navigate off into the recent list where I can look up and look at an existing company and just remind you about key attributes. Here you can see a key attribute questionnaire or category has been set up with questions being applied against the company. This is a type of questionnaire which is essentially a single instance questionnaire because only one set of answers are going to be recorded against this particular entity. We'll be looking at different types of key attribute category in a little bit. But that's just reminding you about the information. I'm going to go now into the administration area and look at how we can start to set this up. I've navigated into administration, into advanced customization, and we can see here we've got the key attributes area. Now, key attributes are types of questionnaires. They are groupings of questions which are then stored within a set of tables called the key attributes tables, which don't require the data model for Sage CRM to be extended. And what I'm going to do is create now a type of category known as a parental category. And you'll see that you've got a choice about where you start to add the different categories, but because this is a category that needs to be used in the context of the menus and inside outbound calls, I'm going to place this underneath the all categories area, and I'm going to create this category with a name. Now, the purpose of this particular category is going to allow me to store different types of technical skills. And the intention would be to create a category that allows me to store skills against individuals as a single usage, but then also allows me to create a multiple usage questionnaire against a company as they are anticipating needing to hire new people to match those skills. So the idea is that you've got skills recorded against a person, skills recorded against a company, and you can start to match people with companies. So I'm going to call this parental category skills, and you'll see that this is created as a parent category where no data is held. And this is important to understand. A parent category is going to be a template or a pattern that allows the child categories that we'll create later on to be very quickly created. And the fields in the parent category are then copied into the child category as it's created. But the parent category is not going to hold data itself, so we're not going to use this directly. Now, we've created here, as we can see, a category called skills, and it's asking us about the fields that we want to be able to add to this. And so what we're going to do is going to start creating some fields. But before we do that, we have to think about the types of fields that we want to store in here. And one of the field types that I want to store is a selection list, and this is what's called a key attribute list. So I need to start defining a new key attribute list, and you can see where I've navigated to. I've come into, of course, I'm still within the administration, advanced customization, key attributes area, but I've now clicked on the key attributes list. So we're asked for a new list name, and so what I'm going to call this is main skill, and I'm going to add that, and let's make sure it's good practice not to use spaces, but I'm going to add that in place, and now I can enter in the different selections for this. So HTML, and JavaScript, and I'll add a few more. So jQuery, and I think one more. So we've now got a list of these 5 principal skills, and I can save that. This means that, and we can come back to this list at any one time. You can see that we can click on change and we can add this, but it has detected the fact that this list isn't used anywhere yet. But we can come back into our category that we've been setting up, and I can go to my skills category, and now I can edit my fields, and I can choose to ask for a field called main skill, and this field is going to be a selection, and at this point we're able to look at the key attribute list and we can see our main skill available here. So I can now add that in, and we've now got our main skill as a field within inside this category. So we can go ahead and we can ask about the additional skills that people may have, and I want to be able to record multiple choices that people want to be able to say they've got skills in different areas. So I'm wanting to just now have a series of checkboxes. So I'm going to choose to add in different checkboxes, allowing people to indicate whether or not they have the particular skill. So I'll do these additional fields. And we'll then be able to think about how we want to divide these up inside the interface as well. And by dividing it up, I mean, do we want to place these onto new lines? And what I'm going to do here is come back onto where we've got our XML here, and I'm going to choose to put this onto a new line. So this will be split. This will become a form which looks like it's split into 2 rows, and I can then choose save. But of course this form isn't going to be used by itself. We're going to be using this in a little bit when we come to defining the other categories, the other types of data. But right now what we've got is a new parent category called skills, defined underneath the area of key attribute profiling.